Hello guys and welcome back to TNT Madness. Today we're going to be looking at the mini shotgun cannon. So what a shotgun cannon is it's just a cannon that can destroy an absolutely gigantic area in one shot. So my other shotgun cannon I did about a month or so ago went down really well, and it could just absolutely obliterate a large area, and it was really accurate too because it made a really tiny barrel. So this one's pretty much the same, it just has a few drawbacks. The first one being it has slightly less range because it has less dispensers, but you can easily fix that by adding more. 2, it's not quite as accurate because the barrel is slightly bigger. And 3, it doesn't have the same bang that it used to, but the bang is really big. But you're trading all that away, even though it's not that much, to make it absolutely tiny what we have here. And I doubt you'll be using the big one anyway, because this one is much more practical than that anyway. So that's really what this is, and it's no fancy hybrid cannon or anything. Its best use is when you just got through a hybrid wall and they have something like a 30 blocks thick of end stone or something you need to get through this. Then you can use something like this and it'll get through it in one shot. So let's take a look at it in action. So what we have here is pretty much just a 20 by 20 by 20 cube of black stained glass, and this is just a really large surface area so we can use an example of this cannon. So if we come over here, as we can see we have our cannon, it's around 40 blocks away from the actual target, and if we press the button we can see TNT gets dispensed and a whole lot of TNT gets dispensed there. Then it fires out and just absolutely destroys everything. As you can see, it's not the most accurate and it fires pretty much everywhere, but it did do quite a bit of damage, and it did it quite more in like a outside spread instead of like a straightforward spread, which can be good and it can be bad. But that's pretty much how this thing works, and it can go at a further distance, but at the moment I just have it set to this amount of ticks because we've got 2 here and all along here. But you can extend this if you're having longer ranges, or if you're right up front you can set this to 1, and if you're really long range and you're firing it downwards you can have them all on, but they're just here if you need it. So that's pretty much how this works. So let's actually take a quick look at the redstone. So the redstone for this TNT cannon isn't actually that complicated. It pretty much just is, you've got your main base propellant here. It's no fancy compressed propellant anyway, it's just to save space, and it gives you quite a bit of range because you've got a total of 14 dispensers here, because you've got 6, 8 and 14, and this gives you quite a lot of distance, especially when the TNT just flows up onto here, because we don't have extremely long lines, so we don't really need to add the compressed part. So this bit's very simple because it activates as soon as you press the button, but then a signal from down here from this dispenser after it's powered will power this repeater, which will go all the way along this line, which will activate this 1 tick comparator clock. So what this will do is it will come up here and it will power all these dispensers simultaneously, and it will do it 8 times. So when you do 8 times 12, it'll equal 96, or sometimes it can be 9 or higher. So you're getting roughly around 100 TNT per shot. So that may sound impressive, but it really is in comparison to most other cannons, especially at this size. But when you compare it to my other shotgun cannon, which did over 500, it's not really that flash. But you're doing it for the fact that it's a small form factor, and as you can see, it can do quite a bit of damage, and it does it really well. So that's pretty much how this works. It's nothing that complex, it's really quite simple. And this barrel, as you can see, is 2.5 blocks high, while the other one was 1.5 blocks high. So it's still pretty accurate, it's just not as accurate. So now onto the tutorial, but before we get into it, this cannon works in every version, but in 1.8.8 you're going to have to use fences and pressure plates in the top 3 blocks here instead of slabs, or else it won't work, it'll just blow up. So just a quick tip before everyone in the comments goes spastic when they try and build it. So anyway, what you're going to need is an 8 by 5 area, and the gold represents the middle of the barrel where all the TNT and that's going to be going. The iron represents where redstone and dispensers and everything else is going to be going, and glass represents where there's no blocks are going to be going. So pretty much thin air, but it's just there because it's inside the 5 by 8, so it's just extra space if you need it for some reason. So anyway, what you're going to need is some building blocks, 4 slabs, 26 dispensers, 19 redstone, 6 redstone repeaters, a redstone comparator, a wooden button, has to be wooden or else you won't get the same effect, because if it's stone then it won't fire as much TNT and it'll be something like 60 instead of like 100, and of course a water source block. So we're going to be building the barrel to start off with, so what you want to do is place 2 high dispensers here, and then a 3x2 area of dispensers here, and another 3x2 area of dispensers on the side. Then you want to then place a block here, a block here, a block here, and a block here. Then after that you want to place your slabs along here. Then you want to then fill up this area here with some blocks, and then you want to place yet another 2x3 area of dispensers on top of it. And you want to do the same thing on the other side. This is going to be your main area where you're going to be having your cannon, and then all you need to do now is to cover it up by adding a barrel on the top. You can use slabs, you can use anything as long as the top is covered up like so. So now we're going to be doing the redstone. So what you're going to need is some building blocks. You want to place a block here, a block here, a block up here, and then you just want to bring out a whole line of blocks going all the way out here and around here, and just another block facing here with a slab on top like so. After that, you then want to place redstone on all these dispensers and that block. Then we can place another block here and put our redstone repeater here. And then you can go all the way along to the very end block here. You can set these to different lengths based on your range or how far you're firing, which is pretty much just trial and error. Then you want to place your redstone comparator with right click it, so then it's in subtraction mode. Or if you don't do that, then it will only fire 1 TNT and you won't have a very good time. And after that, you then want to place redstone along here, and then if you want to go on the other side, place a solid block instead of a slab and make sure it goes over top like so. Now all you have to do is come down the bottom here, place water in here, and fill up each of the dispensers with TNT, and you are good to go. So now you've got yourself a working mini shotgun cannon. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and favorite if you want. But anyway, goodbye from TNT Madness.